CBN News senior Washington correspondent Paul Strand has the latest from the Supreme Court.
It's the first big abortion case of the Trump era, and a big disappointment for the pro-life movement.
The Supreme Court has decided to strike down a law that protects the safety of women and protects children from the tragedy of abortion.
The Louisiana law requires abortion doctors to have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals. It's similar to a Texas law that the court struck down 4 years ago. The court's liberals called the law a substantial obstacle to women seeking an abortion, saying it offered no significant health-related benefits and imposes an undue burden on women's constitutional right to choose to have an abortion. Chief Justice Roberts, the swing vote, cited precedent, describing the result as controlled by the court's decision 4 years ago, invalidating a nearly identical Texas law. But Regent Law Professor Brad Jacob notes, in the Texas case, Roberts dissented and upheld the law.
He said in that case, this is wrong. The Constitution does not require us to strike down a law requiring admitting privileges in a hospital. But today, he said, even though I still think that opinion is wrong, I'm going to follow it. And so he followed the precedent that he himself says is wrong.
The dissenting justices argued that the law does provide health and safety benefits. Louisiana lawmakers say it's why they wrote the law. In response to Philadelphia abortion doctor Kermit Gosnell, convicted of manslaughter involving a patient who died in his care, while operating what investigators called a house of horrors.
We introduced this legislation in 2014 to close the loophole that allows abortion facilities to operate at a lower standard of care.
It's tragic because we have this largely unregulated field where women are getting injured, women are getting killed.
Justice Clarence Thomas gave the strongest dissent, however, attacking Roe v. Wade and declaring abortion precedents are grievously wrong and should be overruled. What this decision shows us is that the conservative majority that court watchers now thought held sway in the court may not be real. Chief Justice Roberts was thought to be a pretty firm conservative vote, but he has sided repeatedly with the four more liberal justices. When he does it on an issue as precious to conservatives as abortion, it means probably every issue is up in the air. Paul Strand, CBN News, the Supreme Court.